Imagine hearing a mother looking directly into the lens and saying, "I never knew hunger until I had to skip meals to feed my kids." If we put ourselves in the director's chair for a moment, we have to recognize that capturing raw emotional anchors exactly like that one is the real secret to award-winning digital storytelling. That single, poignant line, it can completely serve as the thematic summary of your entire piece. It captures the emotional truth of a story in a way that an unseen, generic narrator simply never ever could.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is the masterclass syllabus we'll follow to build a compelling documentary. We'll start with why interviews drive the story, then move right into asking powerful, open-ended questions. From there, we'll hit filming for visual impact, sequencing for emotional hooks, and finally, we'll wrap up with the ethics of editing.
Starting with part 1, why interviews drive the story. This is truly the foundation of persuasion.
It all boils down to two ancient but incredibly powerful concepts, ethos and pathos. And taking an interview-centric approach, it massively boosts both of them. When you feature a highly credible voice, let's say a scientist laying out the facts, you build ethos, you build trust. On the flip side, when you let individuals share their raw emotional journeys in their very own words, you build pathos. You are essentially handing the microphone over to your subjects, and that creates a narrative texture that audiences naturally trust way more than a disembodied voiceover.
Think about the sheer, stark contrast between raw data and a lived experience. On one hand, you have statistics about climate change. Informative? For sure, but honestly, a little bit sterile. On the other hand, you have a first-hand account from a mother who lost her home in a wildfire. Her story makes the impact heartbreakingly tangible. It embodies the golden rule of storytelling: show, don't just tell. You have to let the people show the audience the issue through their own lived experiences.
Now, what's really interesting about this is how you build out your cast of characters. You'll usually have your primary protagonist, right? But strategically choosing secondary subjects brings unique credibility and keeps your audience deeply engaged. These secondary voices broaden your context. If your main subject is a young activist, you might interview their mentor to show their personal growth. You could include a counterpoint to acknowledge real-world challenges, or maybe interview a beneficiary to highlight the positive outcomes of their work. Even family and friends add absolutely crucial layers. They validate the character or share the amazing things the protagonist might just be way too humble to say themselves.
Which brings us to part 2, asking powerful, open-ended questions. Think of this as your extraction toolkit.
But listen, before you ask a single question from that toolkit, there is a strict, non-negotiable prerequisite. You must establish a safe environment. Ethical interviewing means treating your subjects with profound respect, empathy, and genuine care. Remind them they can take a break whenever they need to, maintain strong eye contact, and never, ever rush them. The safer an interviewee feels, the more authentic and open their answers are going to be. Remember, these are real people. They are not just content for your project. Maintaining their dignity is paramount.
So, once that trust is totally built, it's time for the questions. Here's the first prompt in our rapid-fire masterclass. How did you feel when? In persuasive storytelling, you do not want simple yes or no answers. Honestly, those are a documentary editor's worst nightmare. Open-ended phrasing forces your interviewee to skip those one-word answers and really start sharing deeper, narrative-driven anecdotes.
Next, try throwing this one out there. Tell me about the moment when. This is a brilliant little trick to instantly transport the subject back to a very specific point in time. Now, as a director, your biggest job here is to actively listen, because sometimes the absolute best, tear-jerking moments come as total sudden tangents to the questions you originally planned. Stay flexible and chase those emotional threads wherever they go.
Finally, ask them, what was the most challenging part of? Specific phrasing choices like this are deliberately designed to elicit the vulnerable, human moments that will completely anchor your explainer. If you want full, beautiful sentences that can be seamlessly used as narration later on, you've got to prompt them with questions that demand a real story in return.
Moving right along to part 3, filming for visual impact. This is all about the assembly.
How you frame and film the interview fundamentally affects how the entire message is received. You really need to dial in the physical production elements. Good lighting and crystal clear sound are totally non-negotiable. But also really consider your backdrop. Interviewing a teacher in a classroom or maybe an environmental activist outdoors at a protest site instantly adds essential context and visual interest. A well-composed shot lends immediate, undeniable professionalism and ethos to your entire documentary.
And this brilliantly illustrates our next crucial step, pairing that interview audio with B-roll footage. B-roll is basically the supplemental video showing the interviewee in action.
Think about it. If a farmer is talking about their crops, you don't just leave the camera locked on their face the whole time. You cut to gorgeous shots of their field while their voice continues. This dynamically covers your editing cuts, visually reinforces their words, and evokes a much, much deeper emotional response from your viewer.
Let's move to and see how this builds into part 4, sequencing for emotional hooks and structuring the narrative.
To actually build this kind of compelling narrative structure in post-production, we can rely on an incredible storytelling model known as the Monroe sequence. Think of this as your documentary's narrative spine. It's a journey that takes the viewer through 4 distinct phases: attention, need, satisfaction, and action. You parallel this exact sequence by weaving together multiple different voices to perfectly hit each one of these emotional beats.
Let's walk through a mini case study to reverse engineer exactly how to sequence voices for maximum urgency. Let's say we're making a 5-minute documentary pushing for prison reform. Step 1, the hook. We want to capture attention, so we open with an interview of a former inmate describing life right after release, instantly humanizing the issue. Step 2, the need. We cut to an expert who provides context and recidivism statistics, injecting logic and hard credibility. Step 3, depth. We provide satisfaction and context by bringing in a family member of someone who is still incarcerated to really broaden that emotional impact. And finally, step 4, action. The former inmate returns to the screen to deliver a powerful final thought. Maybe they look at the camera and say, "I got a second chance. Others deserve the same." That smoothly segues right into your call to action. And just like that, you've taken a massive abstract issue and made it incredibly tangible.
Which brings us to our final section, Part 5. The ethics of editing and the storyteller's responsibility.
So, the crucial point is that the absolute second you enter post-production and start slicing up real people's words, you are holding immense ethical responsibility. You have to maintain firm boundaries. Look, it can be incredibly tempting to take someone's words just a little out of context to make your argument hit harder, but that crosses the line straight into manipulation. You must represent each person's views fairly. If someone shares something totally off topic or wildly sensitive, leave it out rather than shoehorning it in just for some cheap shock value. And here's a great best practice. Strongly consider showing your subjects the final cut to ensure they actually feel properly and authentically represented.
Ultimately, as the storyteller, you are simply a facilitator. Which leaves us with a vital question, one you need to ask yourself every single time you sit down at the editing bay. Are you representing their truth, or are you just building your argument? It is a profound responsibility to hold someone else's story in your hands. Treat it with the utmost care, structure it brilliantly, and let their voices change the world.